Okay. Hello, Keller Williams Mid-Willamette. It's so great to be here again on this lovely Wednesday. So happy to see the sun shining today. And we do have sunshine guest, our wonderful MCA, Sarah Cade. And of course, I'm Kristen Wilson, your operating principal. And today we're just going to get to know Sarah a little better. I know for many of you, she is the unsung hero in our business and in your deals. Her and Angela rock that better than all of us. And I just thought it would be fun to interview Sarah today, get to know her on a personal level, as Laura Gleason is away at an appointment. And so this is leadership conversations. Sarah is part of our leadership team. So Sarah, tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Sarah. I'm 22 years old. I'm essentially born and raised in Oregon, although I was born in California, but only lived there for 6 months. So I'm basically, lived in Oregon my whole life from Albany. I'm married, got married in 2021, so I'm still a baby. Let's see. We just bought our first house. We closed April 4th, so we're so excited. And I've been with Keller Williams for almost 2 years now.
Wow. Now, how did you get started with Keller Williams?
Let's see. I got married in 2021, and after that, a couple months went by, and I was a nanny, and I was working at B&R Auto Wrecking's corporate office. And I just really wanted to work one job, and one full-time job. I'd worked so many different jobs, literally since middle school. And it was just time for a career. Like, I was just ready, and happened to see this Indeed ad for a director of first impressions, which I was like, what is that? I've never even heard of that. It's a Keller Williams term, as I learned. There's a lot of them. I don't even know. I sent in my resume and thought, I'll just apply for it. Why not? And got an interview. And then I got another interview and another interview. And then they hired me. It was the most extensive interview process, and the most amazing and rewarding, actually. I learned a lot about myself, which was so weird because you wouldn't think you'd learn about yourself in an interview. Usually someone else is learning about you. So that was really, really cool. And then let's see. Then I was after I became the DFI, my husband was like, great, now you're going to become the MCA. And I was like, no. I was like, never, no. Like, I don't want to do that. And then like 8 months later, I took the MCA role. So you just never know. It was fast and furious.
Wow. So you're right. There are a lot of Keller Williams terms, which MCA is one of them. So explain for everyone who may not know, what does that mean, and what is briefly a summary of the role?
So MCA stands for Market Center Administrator, and it's basically two hats. You're the CFO, so Chief Financial Officer, as well as the office manager. So in a sense, like, I manage the staff in the offices, and then also go through all the finances every month and keep track of all that, and pay bills and agents' finances, and report stuff to KWRI, which is our headquarters. And then just all the random ins and outs of, the job, the things that come up, and essentially just helping agents with everything they need, as well as the market center.
Yeah. I think you're being very humble in those two hats. I would say, from my perspective and my role where I sit, Sarah, you wear like 10 hats. And, and it's a unique role in that, honestly, personality ways, and we do a lot of assessments, behavioral assessments with Keller Williams. It's a unique fit, right? There's one, on the one hand, being very detailed and consistent at detail and organized. On the other hand, it also is a people role, because you are, in so many ways, our entire HR department.
Yeah.
And then I think a lot of people don't realize that the MCA also helps us with retention. And relationally, it's one of your hats that you wear to really serve you guys, the agents, at a high level. And that's, I know, Sarah's one of her main goals. So um, tell us, what are you most passionate about in your role?
I'm most passionate about people. And for me, that kind of, I hold three areas of that, what that means. And so for me, it's the agents are first off. I'm so passionate about, I want every agent just to feel so loved and supported here. I want their businesses to thrive, and I want to do everything I possibly can to make things easier for them and their businesses more successful, as well as caring for them on a personal level, and their own personal family goals. Like I want to create that in this role in the market center for them so that they have that as well and they can reach those goals. The other part is the staff. We've got an amazing leadership team right now, and I'm just fired up about it. And I've got some amazing young women just like me who I want them to own their role and own it really well and be proud of, where they're at in their position and help them reach their next goals, whether it's personally or professionally, and just be support for them as well. And then it's the market center and supporting my OP, you and Laura, our team leader, and all the things anything I can do to help make their roles in the market center more successful and the market center successful in general for everyone as a whole. So I would say I'm most passionate about just all the people in general that I want to support in my role and give them my very best to help them.
Well, and from where I sit, I want to say that that shows through. That just shines through to, to me, to Laura, to the agents. Like, we really feel your care and your passion for us and for everyone's well-being. And one of your not lesser hats, but fun hats that you wear is basically you are like the unofficial baker. And I love how you express yourself and your love by just surprising us with little cookies and treats. And I know that's like a side note, and it's and it may seem like a small thing. However, I happen to know like the amount of labor that goes into that. So thank you. And yeah, we can tell your heart and your love for our KW family. Tell me what you love about being with Keller Williams.
Oh, where do I even start? There's so many things I love about KW. Gosh, I think one of the biggest things I love was when I joined Keller Williams, I had no idea about real estate really at all. No idea. Thought I walked in like this was just going to be a job. And I describe it as like in the movies when you see people like walk through vines and they're like, wait, what's back here? And then all of a sudden this like whole world opens up and they didn't even know was there. That is exactly how it felt for me coming to Keller Williams. All of a sudden I had like all these opportunities that were right in front of me and I had no idea they were there. My whole world opened up. And so that's the coolest thing for me, is that I realized it was going to be more than just a job, that this was a life. Like, and the cool thing about Keller Williams is it's so like, it's set up to be so that we support the professional career goals, but also like your personal goals. Like those should go hand in hand. I've never had a job where like you're cared for on a personal level to the extent of like, hey, so how's your job lining up with your personal life? Like, how's your husband feeling about this? Like, what's going on? What? Like, who asked those questions? So I love that about Keller Williams. And I think, the other thing that I think I love the most too is just how much like we care for individuals. Keller Williams cares so much for individuals on every level and their families. And like you just see it time and time again. But yeah, that was the number one thing that stood out to me, is like this company is as passionate about me, like more passionate about me and my success than I am. Like they want this for me. They're giving me all the skills and all the tools to help me grow, and as well as all the grace as I'm learning. It's priceless.
Wow. Wow, you said that really well. from my, perspective, and I've been with Keller Williams 19 years ish, because when Lionel joined.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that you said that stands out to me, right, is they truly show from Gary Keller, our founder, on down, that they really care about people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's relational, not transactional.
Mm-hmm.
And that culture, right, and that environment of developing people to develop their goals.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. Tell us then, what's one of the best things? I know you've learned and grown so much, even just since I've met you. What's one of the best things you've learned?
I think I have two, because I can't decide
Okay.
which one is the best.
Great.
The first one is failing forward. I have a mindset where it's like, I only want to mess up on something one time and that's it, which is great, except that I live my life avoiding failure, like trying not to fail. I don't want to fail. I want to do everything perfect and great all the time, which, yes, don't we all? But the reality is that you are going to fail. How are you going to deal with that failure? And why do you take failure as a step of you rolling back down the hill? Why isn't that a step forward toward growth? And
Love that.
not having fear of messing up, making mistakes, and failing, and taking that of like, yep, that did not go the way I thought it was. I didn't see that. All right, now we know. Let's keep going. We, onward. We charge the storm, right? And
Yeah.
so that's huge to me. I never heard that before. Now my husband and I, during the week, a couple times we ask, what did you fail at today? And we celebrate the failures. And then the other thing is, what are you proud of? Because you also have to look at the things that you're proud of, even if they're little, and celebrate those too. The other thing is seeking first to understand. I had never really thought about that, and how we live in a society where we don't ask questions. We're not seeking to understand someone's point of view or their opinions or their heart. We just fire back our opinions. We want to be first heard. We don't want to be the first to listen. And so I have really taken that to my heart in this role, because I get people who come to me and they're sharing their heart and things that are frustrating. And sometimes it's something that I did. And it's hard because you want to get defensive. Well, but it's like, no, they're sharing. I get to step out of myself and be present with this person and seek first to understand where they're coming from and help step into support for them and how I can best love them. So those are the two things that I've learned mostly, and that I'm still working on implementing every day.
Wow, Sarah. I mean, if only I learned those lessons at your age.
Yeah.
And I love how you so embrace two big facets of our culture. One, we either win or we learn,
Yeah.
right? There's success. The cost of success is failing forward.
Mm-hmm.
No one succeeds without those growth opportunities. And in fact, it is those growth opportunities, those failing forwards, that actually catapult us to our next levels, right? It's kind of like when we teach the E to P, entrepreneurial to purposeful, for those of you who know the 6 personal perspectives, there's a breaking point at which we hit a ceiling where it's messy. We got to break through that so that we can get to the next level. And that's often where our failures show up, right? Our mistakes are learning opportunities, right? So when we embrace that, then we can just grow even faster.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's so amazing. And then the seek first to understand. And I personally have had the opportunity to see that lived out in you, to see that culture. Such a present listener and willing to ask questions and listen and then get clarity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a true communication gift.
Mm-hmm.
And truly a gift that as a leadership team, we all our intention is to give to everyone in our organization. Not that we're not all growing in it, because we are.
Never ending.
Right. But it's also a great takeaway for agents, right? When they approach anything going on with their client, a co-broker, in a deal, in a transaction, to first just listen with their whole heart, fully present. Then ask some great clarifying questions and then work together with whoever that is for a strategy, a win-win.
Yeah. Yep.
Powerful. It's a powerful gift. Well,
Mhm.
Sarah, I just have to say you are a pleasure to work with. I'm so grateful to be partnered with you and so grateful that we get to grow together in our roles. And thank you for joining us today, everyone. If you want to watch us on the replay, if you're not watching it live, give Sarah some love. She deserves it.
You're so sweet. I love working with you and taking the time to chat with you today. It's been great.
Thank you.